Okay, so I saw this on the timeline today, and apparently, from Shonen Leaks, One Punch Man season 3 is going to be animated by Studio MAPPA. Another anime for MAPPA. On one hand, I'm really excited actually because MAPPA really fit One Punch Man, because One Punch Man, to its core, is a very high action, high movement. It's a lot going on in terms of just how much things is happening when it comes to fights, and that's kind of One Punch Man's nature to the core of it, with also the superhero and the supervillains type thing going on. But as much as I'm happy that it's pretty much going to get good treatment to some extent, I'm also kind of just thinking like, damn, like how are these animators even going? Now I do know apparently they have like another 300 people that they added. I'm not sure how correct that is, but apparently it's like another studio or another building, and it's 300 some people working on it. Me personally, I still feel like that's a lot to take on. They're already doing Jujutsu Kaisen. They're doing Chainsaw Man, Attack on Titan. They did Dororo. They're doing Hell's Paradise. That's coming out, I guess, next year. They haven't really said much about it, but they have taken on a lot of projects within the last 2 to 3 years. It's kind of been insane. A lot of people are kind of making jokes because their animators don't really do much except for animate, it looks like, because this is kind of crazy. Now, we do know, and this isn't just confirmed, but this is just how the nature of One Punch Man goes. We're probably going to get 12 episodes, and this is if, it stays with Studio MAPPA. Plus, they're also doing Villain Saga, but I think it's like the same studio or the same group of people from WIT, but they just transferred to the MAPPA buildings. It's kind of confusing, but regardless, I don't know. It's a lot going on in terms of MAPPA right now. They're pretty much the #1 studio in terms of a lot of people's eyes when it comes to anime, because, like it or not, MAPPA does a great job with Sakuga. That's one of the things they're really good at. They're really good at using Sakuga and also 3D CG. They're one of the best in terms of just meshing them together and making it look good without it looking too much that you can see the frames and all of that. My one thing about this though, in terms of the negatives, because I'll go ahead and get to the positives after this, MAPPA is slowly going down the road of what Madhouse was, and ironically, MAPPA primarily came from Madhouse, is that Madhouse took on so many projects with a lack of budget, pretty much, that they went bankrupt, and we all know that they pretty much didn't really last that long in terms of the anime sphere, in terms of popularity. They're still around, but they really don't do much. So, looking at MAPPA now, I wouldn't be shocked in a couple of years something comes out that they can't keep funding what they have going on, but I don't want to do that because that means animators will be out of the job, and they already don't get paid as much as they do, but it is what it is. We can't really do much on our end. That's something that the whole animation industry would have to come together, because it's also not just in Japan. It's also some places in America where certain animation studios just don't get the respect they deserve. So it sucks, but I mean, we can only do so much if we really want to make some type of change. So that's really up to the people who are behind them and whatnot. So hopefully though, in the later years, we find out that they're doing pretty good. But just from what I'm seeing, MAPPA, in terms of how they run as a company, I'm not the biggest fan of, but it is what it is. Now, on terms of just the positives, this is going to be looking, from what I would imagine, pretty solid. My only thing is, I'm not sure how they're going to do with the color, because MAPPA is really good in terms of action, pacing, all of that. But when it comes to depicting color and how something feels from the manga, they're not the greatest. That is one gripe I have with them, is that they kind of take away the feeling of how something was in the manga. But I would be lying if I said that some of the stuff that's coming up in season 3, the continuation of the Monster Association, I'm not hyped for. Specifically for Garo. Garo's action moments and everything regarding him, if it with MAPPA pretty much going behind it and doing all the choreography and all that, Garo's gonna look the best he's ever looked, considering he came from season 2, which I'm one of the few people where I didn't look at season 2 as bad. It was just not on the level that Madhouse had. But to look at season 2 and say it had bad animation, that's kind of crazy. But either way, whether it's Garo, Saitama, whatever, MAPPA has a lot on their plate, because Murata, he's a fantastic artist, one of the best in the game, and it is not going to be easy to duplicate half of what he did, and especially the Monster Association. It's crazy, let alone if they get to a season 4 or 5 and they get to that Saitama Garo fight that everyone's been talking about this year. Good luck to them, but they could probably pull it off. Just a little short video, just wanted to get that out to anybody who didn't see, and my thoughts on the whole MAPPA and One Punch Man thing. Good positives, but also a lot of negatives. Regardless though, I'm still gonna watch it when it comes out and see how MAPPA did with it.